Welcome, welcome.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
Hello, hello, hello. This is where you say welcome.
Oh yeah, welcome, welcome, welcome,
Right.
Hot Shot Secret fan.
We've got storms rolling in from the right.
Lubing right day and night.
And we're supposed to be powered by science.
That is very true.
We better be able to get two people on one shot somehow.
A lot of hard work that went into this. You know, it's something that we've been chasing for a year and a half to try to get this truck in the breeze.
We are live.
We are live.
We're going to have to kick this whole thing over again.
Yep, let's start over. I think we got her now.
I don't have comments. You guys got,
Yep.
we all good?
Yep. I seen one no audio, so I thought you had it fixed, but we're good now. All right, let's start it on.
5 minutes in, we'll back to the top. Eric, Josh, we're live. Episode 137.
Talking about EDT, giving away EDT. Enter each week, hotshotSecret.com/giveaway.
That's right.
Real simple, but you have to enter each and every week to be entered into our drawing.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. If
Yeah.
you're hanging out, we're, in case you can't tell, we're in the lobby. We're typically filming in our studio, which is currently under construction, so we have all of our equipment we got to roll out, and sometimes we run into these things. Not very often, so thanks for sticking with us. Now let's dive into our stuff for the day.
Yeah, let's go and do our dealer shout outs. Our first one is Randy of Sanger.
Where is he from?
Sanger, Texas.
Sanger, Texas.
I'm like, wait a second. Oh, Sanger, Texas. That
Randy's
makes
of
sense.
Sanger. There you go.
Yep, all right. And our other one is Wilson Patterson Diesel in West Lafayette, Indiana.
There we go.
So,
Also, we got like I said, we're in the lobby, so you can't tell, but when we're in the studio, if you haven't seen, we have we film with, we have a lift, we do a lot of like how-to videos, we bring vehicles in, there's a nice garage door, we put all different stickers of our dealers and retailers, all these guys that got.
influencers,
Oh, yeah.
sponsored racers. So if you're any of those,
So if you got any decal stickers, things like that, send them to us here at our headquarters in Ohio, and we'll slap them on the wall. Hopefully we'll be back in a few weeks and back in the studio, and you'll be able to see all those. So, what else? We got TV coming up, right? We got some TV this weekend?
yeah, this weekend. So Saturday at 1 p.m. is a Truck U episode featuring everyday diesel treatment.
How appropriate.
How appropriate,
Yeah.
yep. At 1 p.m. again. So that's on Motor Trend TV. You can check that on the app as well. That's it for TV this week.
That's it. So we do every week. We do a get to know us segment. Somebody here that works at Hot Shot Secret, and we got a special guest this week. And Josh, you're gonna lead this rapid fire question, right?
Sure.
So welcome, Holly.
A little set up here.
Oh,
All right.
What do you got for me?
So why don't you introduce yourself to our audience and let them know what you are going to be doing here at Hot Shot Secret.
They haven't told me yet.
I haven't?
No, just kidding. Hi, Holly Maximilian. I'm here in product marketing, getting everything you need right out to you.
Yeah. Okay, first question, where were you born?
North Adams, Massachusetts. Don't you dare ask me the year.
Nope. Did you grow up there or someplace else?
I grew up in Houston, Texas.
Okay. What was your first job? Like this is like high school, crazy job, maybe paper route.
I think I sold shoes at a little corner store. I think for like 2 days. Very interesting.
So you said just like 2 days?
2 days. That was my first job. 2 days. Lost my job in 2 days. I was not good at selling shoes.
Did you like it?
Hated it.
Hated it. Okay. What was your first car since we are
My
automotive?
first car was a 1985 Bronco 2.
A pretty nice first car.
It was, well, it depends. It went off-road very nicely.
Yeah.
Don't tell my parents.
There's only 280 people watching right now.
Okay, well, let's get that to 281.
Okay. Did you play any sports growing up?
I tried to play softball. My dad would give me $1 for every ball that I hit, and I think I owed him money at the end of that season. So softball was not it for me.
Okay. Favorite hobby?
Favorite hobby now or then?
Now.
Well, I like to read. I know that sounds a little boring, but I do like to read by the pool, so that makes it a little bit more interesting. So that's my favorite hobby.
What do you think about the weather here in Ohio? Every
my
time you've been here.
gosh.
Twice now.
You know, in Texas, we don't have snow. And I come here and it's snowing. Kind people have to help me, get the snow off my vehicle. I don't know how I'm going to make it here.
What's your favorite holiday?
My favorite, well, they're all holidays, but my favorite would have to be Halloween.
We've
People
had a
can
few
go-
of those. We've had a few of those here.
Well, think about it. Every year Halloween, we're at SEMA. And SEMA in Las Vegas, you just can't even imagine what's going on at Halloween at that time in Las Vegas. So it's always been fun for me.
We dress up here too when we're here.
I dress up every day when I'm here too.
Favorite beverage, and it can be the adult variety.
Honestly, I like a hard lemonade. Something a little tart and something that I can't really taste.
Favorite TV show or movie?
I'm really into Handmaid's Tale right now. It's coming back the 28th, if anybody on Hulu. Shameless plug there. It used to be Game of Thrones until the final season. Feel free to comment away on that. I will sit here all day and talk about it.
All right. That was the 10 rapid fires. Now, Eric, bonus question?
Bonus question. Holly, remind everybody, what is your last name again?
Maximilian.
Maximilian. That's a pretty strong name, I'd say, right? Is there a history there? Any cool stories with that name?
So yeah, I mean, if you want to say this is cool, we're of Austrian imperial descent. You know, it was royalty, and the Austrian emperor went over to Mexico and was not a very nice man and was executed. And so, being from Houston, which is very close to Mexico, you say, "Hi, I'm Holly Maximilian." I can, it's just not really favored of a name. So that is my history.
Very interesting. All right.
Well, you survived the test.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, I'm out of here.
And this will be your first and last time on?
Yes, that's it.
All right. Thanks for joining us.
All right. That's Holly. She's a lot of fun. She just joined recently. She'll be helping us out in the marketing department. So excited to have her on board. Thank you, Holly.
Yes. Well, we're moving into our feature ride of the week. This week's winner was Shane Dalton, and got himself a nice Duramax. They're a little bit older Duramax, but a beautiful Duramax.
That's a dually, right?
Yeah, dually, yeah, mid 2000. So really nice ride there. And you can have your ride featured on our Facebook page every week. All you got to do is post a picture to a call out for it, and that call out happens on Sunday afternoons.
I got to be ready. I got to set a reminder for this upcoming Sunday because I have a lawnmower that I am going to post, and I'm going to put pressure on Chad to choose it as the ride of the week. Maybe I'll bribe you, but we'll see. So that goes out every Sunday, right?
Every Sunday, yep. So car, truck, racer, motorcycle, RV, boat, whatever you use Hot Shot Secrets in, post it to our page. Heavy machinery, we don't care. We like to see it all. We've done semis. We've had an earth mover before. I mean,
all kinds of stuff.
All kinds of crazy stuff. So said, show us your ride. We love seeing what you guys are out there.
Yeah, this is the other thing we've been doing is, we dub it the Protect Your Ride image, but tag us, post a picture of your vehicle with our products there. There's a nice shot with Diesel Extreme. Mm-hmm. Post it on social, tag us, and then we always feature it here and some other places as well. This week's, that picture is from who, Josh?
Mega 3500 truck.
There you go. He's got a big old sticker on the back.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. That's a good shot.
And we are through episode 100, or no, not 100. Almost I believe tonight will be episode 75 for Steve Summers' Overnight Drive. So, as you may know, Steve Summers, who does overnight radio from us from midnight to 5 a.m. Eastern every weeknight, talk news, weather, traffic, and of course, trucking and industry headlines as well.
All kinds of good stuff. We got industry experts that show up. We got Chris, CEO, Chris Gabrowczyk. He's on the first Friday of every month, going over all kinds of stuff, not only Hot Shot Secret stuff, but general lubrication, automotive questions in general. So if you're up late, maybe you're a night out, maybe you work third shift, tune in. Where can you catch Steve at?
Well, you can find all his distribution platforms at overnightdriveradio.com, but he's on his own Facebook and YouTube pages. Plus, look for the overnightdriveradio.com app as well on iPhone and Android.
Yep.
You can also listen on Alexa.
Yeah, what do you got to say to get Alexa?
There's a command at you to activate that, and then once you do that, it's real simple.
Hey Alexa,
listen to Steve Summers' Overnight Drive, and it pops on when he's live.
Yeah,
So
that's pretty cool.
it is cool. It's annoying to my wife at midnight when I listen to it.
Every night at midnight, Josh is in the kitchen screaming at Alexa. I can imagine. Yeah. All right. So next up, we do our email. We have an email newsletter, right? Mm-hmm. What's that about? How do you sign up?
You sign up for that at hotshotsecret.com/email, and we'll give you all our latest updates. So actually launched a sale today. We'll have an email going out later this afternoon on that, and we'll talk about that sale here shortly. But
that's
also
next.
Blogs, the whole everything going on here. New product releases. I actually just seen a comment from John here. Update on the ATF Plus 4. Eric, you know a lot about that right now.
Yes, I do. And the update, who is that from?
From John Bear.
John, the update is ATF plus 4 is formulated. It's ready to go. We got the label is all done. We are sending it. I believe we even have raw materials in-house at this point, ready to be blended. So what we're doing now is going to send that out, send the label artwork off to our vendor to get those printed. And that usually takes about a week to get those in. And then at that point, it's just bottling and it'll be here. So April's almost up, so it'll be looking at May. That'll be ready to go. You jump on hotshotsecret.com and place your order.
Yep.
And I'm sure we'll include it in our email newsletter, right, when it's all ready.
Absolutely.
So subscribe so you know exactly when that's going to come out.
Yep, absolutely. So when that's ready to go, we'll pop an email out here and let you guys know about that as well. Getting on to our sale, it's Earth Day. And
it is Earth Day.
To go along with that, we have a spring cleanup sale. So get the maximum fuel economy and cleanness from your emissions out of your vehicle with a spring cleanup. So any order on hotshotsecret.com over $60 will qualify for a free gasoline extreme or diesel extreme. It's your choice.
Nice.
You get the checkout, you got $60 in your cart. You just scroll down a little bit on the page, it'll say choose your free gift, and it pops right up for you and it'll add it right directly to your order.
There you go. So it doesn't matter if you got gas equipment, diesel.
Yep.
That's good for you.
Yeah.
So when does that end?
Everyone. That ends on Sunday.
Sunday. So it's a rather quick sale, today through Sunday, right?
Yes, today
so
through Sunday.
Take advantage of that. hotshotsecret.com. And then, when we opened the show, when you could not hear us, we kind of went through this whole spiel about all the events this weekend. Kyle's out. Kyle's headed to the West Coast. We got good old Kevin Adams on the East Coast. We got a bunch of events going on this weekend. So let's talk about those for a second.
Okay, so the events we have booths at and are setting up at. First, starting out the Outlaw Diesel Super Series is the Rudy season opener.
Yep.
At Piedmont Dragway in North Carolina. That is this Friday and Saturday. Kevin's down there. Aaron's going to be down there as well. Check them out at the booth. Product specials. Learn more about our products there. Check out the great racing event as well.
It's the very first race of the Outlaw Diesel Super Series, so we expect a lot of people. It should be very exciting. They always bring out, Rudy's always puts on a great show. So if you're in North Carolina, in the area, it's happening this weekend. Go check it out. It'll be worth it. And
also, we should mention the Firepunk Hot Shot Secret S10 will be competing in the Pro Mod category as well.
Well, Firepunk's got a number of trucks, but that's the highlight there.
That's the highlight, yeah. And they'll be looking to break that $399 again.
Hopefully, knock on wood, yeah. We also got the other big event that we're going to be at this weekend is the Hot Shot Secret Whole Shot Diesel Series. This is a brand new event, bringing diesel drag racing back to the West Coast. This first event is in Sacramento. It's the Diesel World Golden State Diesel Fest. That's the Sacramento Raceway Park. Kyle's out there, Larry's out there, and the Whole Shot Duramax should be debuting. Just got a brand new Hot Shot Secret wrap on it. So if you're on the West Coast and you missed your diesel drag racing, this is going to be a big event, and it's the first of many to come.
Yeah, and that's Saturday only out there, so check that out. And good luck to all the competitors in both events this weekend.
Yeah, and then there is another one, right?
Yes.
2 more.
Also this weekend, we are sponsoring the live stream coverage on Flow Racing from the Outlaw Streetcar Reunion 7, and that's at Virginia Motorsports Park. So another great event for you to go check out in person or watch it over on the Flow Racing app.
Yeah, and then next weekend we're highlighting something that's coming up here soon. It's the 1320 Diesel East vs. West Cash Bash. That's in at what they call the Equalizer. It's an old airstrip in Kansas out in the middle of nowhere. This is a pretty cool event. We got essentially it's 2 teams. A team that's representing the East Coast, one representing the West Coast. I know Firepunk's represented on the East side, and they're all headed to Kansas to compete for some big money prizes. And so that's next week, and that should be pretty exciting as well.
Kyle's going out to that as well. And Diesel Don's coming out of retirement.
That's right.
To go out and work the event as well for us. And he was planning on doing that anyway. So.
Yeah.
But it's good to see Don back out on the road back with us as well.
And I will say, I'm sure Kyle, like I mentioned, is on the West Coast. I'm sure he'll get plenty of good footage, try to get some post up over the weekend of the event. And that may be the same with Rudy's as well. If
Matt Rice is actually going there
That's
to help
right.
cover
That's
the
right.
Rudy's event for us as well. So we should have some stuff from Rudy's next week in our
yeah,
videos.
absolutely. All right, it's giveaway time, right?
Yeah.
This week's giveaway is our everyday diesel treatment, and we do have a lucky winner, right?
Right. And if you answer, comment below, let us know you're watching. We will get you some extra swag as well.
Just like this, just like what we're wearing.
Yep.
It's cold, so we had to put on sweatshirts. It's cold out here.
Our winner is
Our winner is, how do you say that?
good question.
Chad, you got it up on screen. Our winner is RHERRERA 2375 at something. So
Yep.
Maria,
Yeah.
something
Urea. Yeah. Yep.
similar to that.
Sounds good.
So, like I said, when you go to enter, you put in your email. We don't want to put your name out there. We don't want to put your full email out there. So, if this is you, if you're watching, comment below. Otherwise, we will get a hold of you and send out you some everyday diesel treatment.
Yep. We'll get a hold of them no matter what. So let's kind of move into our product feature. We'll take some questions as well. You got much going on over there?
Nah, Paul says hi. Paul's watching on YouTube.
We got a bunch of people watching over here who couldn't hear us, and then now we're working good. So
All right.
let's get into our product feature a bit more. So talking about everyday diesel treatment.
Yeah,
Let's start
top level. Just tell me what it is.
Okay, so it's a diesel treatment to take regular pump diesel and turn it into a premium diesel product to help protect your truck. It's real simple to use. 1 ounce will treat 25 gallons at the basic
Okay.
level. We do have a performance dose, which is double, 2 ounce for 25 gallons. Gives you more cetane, more lubricity on top of the other protections. It's
So that's the difference between the two treat rates.
Right.
A little bit extra cetane boost, a little bit extra shot of lubricity.
right.
Okay.
So that's where you're going to see your difference. The base level has enough of the other treatments for protection, so we're not going to add a whole lot there. But what we are adding is cetane. So if you're doing some hauling and towing, that's going to be a real good boost to you as well, and you'll see some additional mileage performance from that. And then we'll also get all that going, and then we add our protection, so we have a 6-in-1. So our 6-in-1, we're talking about cetane, lubricity, rust and corrosion inhibitor, fuel stabilizer,
Yeah, count them. Yep.
water dispersant. What else am I forgetting?
I threw you off tonight because I interrupted.
Yeah, you did. Lubricity.
Cetane, lubricity, water dispersant, rust and corrosion, injector cleaner,
Oh, injector cleaner. That's what I forgot.
injector cleaner, and stabilizer.
And
Those are your
stabilizer.
6. Really, it's going to be everything you need for a diesel fuel system.
Yeah, so this is basically keeping the health of your diesel in check, plus adding a little bit of performance with cetane. And protection, like I said, everything else is basically protection. Lubricity, rust and corrosion inhibitor, fuel stabilizer. Diesel fuel can go stale very quickly.
Oh, within
That's
30 days.
30 days. I mean, that's just something that most people don't even think about. They think about it more with gasoline, but to be honest, diesel fuel goes bad just as quick as gasoline can.
Yep. So to be clear, I cannot use this in my gasoline mower, right?
Correct.
Okay, just making
only.
sure.
I
Yeah.
had that question on Amazon today.
See, it seems
So-
kind of simple to us, but people who are new to the brand, a lot of times they don't know. So we let's keep it basic, get those questions out of the way. So let's go through those 6 features, right?
Okay.
First one, cetane boost. What's the benefit? Why do I need additional cetane in my diesel fuel?
Okay, so fuel manufacturers try to get by as cheap as possible. They hit the minimum standards. And your truck was designed with higher cetane rating in mind. So the cetane is how the fuel burns itself. So to kind of break it down a bit more, the higher the cetane, the more complete it tends to burn. So there's a couple different benefits from that. Power.
Yep.
We're also fuel economy when you gain the extra power. And then also, we're doing a better job of, if you have an emission system on, keeping that DPF system clean, because we're burning the fuel more completely. There are less particles.
Less soot, yeah, on the output.
We're creating less soot.
Matter of fact, I'm glad you brought that up, because we did do, not too long ago, we have a white paper on some testing we did with the city of Columbus. This is it right here. It's on our website. It's kind of hard to see. But it's on our website. You can go check this out. So essentially what we did with the city of Columbus, we tested, the whole goal was to determine the effects of our diesel additives, which is the two everyday diesel treatment and diesel extreme, on reducing the need for regeneration cycles, right? So we had two test subjects. We had a Freightliner, a 2008 Freightliner, and a 2013 6.7 F550, so large trucks. And essentially what we did was, first we took a baseline to see the city of Columbus, how often are they doing these regions, what was it costing them. And before they used our two-step treatment on the fuel side, they had about 36 regions a year on the F550, the 6.7. They did 36 a year. Cost them about $1,400 in labor expenses because some of those were manual regenerations to clean out the DPF.
And sometimes you have to do a park regen too,
Right.
which is,
That's downtime.
That's downtime for the employees. Really important when it comes
Yeah,
to
so they did 36 regions a year, costing them about $1,800 per truck. So then we put them on the two-step treatment of everyday diesel treatment, diesel extreme, cut those regions down to 6 times a year.
Let's back up just a little bit, because you said two-step treatment, and for those that aren't really familiar,
sure.
So our two-step treatment's pretty simple. Start out with diesel extreme, and that's a deep clean of our fuel injector and fuel system. So that's basically EDT. It's tweaked quite a bit. We're adding a ton more of injector cleaner into it.
In diesel extreme?
And diesel extreme, also a little more cetane as well. So that bottle doesn't treat as much, but we run that once every 6,000 miles, and then we follow that up with the second step, which is EDT and all the other tanks to go with that. And now you think about, with the coldness today, the other thing would be, if you're not running EDT, to run our diesel winter anti-gel.
Yeah, the big, when I'm, say we're at an event or something, I'm trying to tell people, keep it simple about the differences. A diesel extreme, all those benefits are going to be super helpful every single time you fill up. But you don't need to clean it every single time. Not the deep clean that diesel extreme does. So essentially, everyday diesel treatment is very similar to diesel extreme. The only thing that, like you mentioned, is notched down a bit is going to be the detergents, the cleaning. So think of it as diesel extreme, like going to the dentist every 6 months, get a deep clean. The everyday diesel treatment is still brushing your teeth every single day. You still need to do it. You just don't need to go to the dentist every day. So that's the biggest difference.
Right.
You're still getting all the cetane, the lubricity, everything else.
And EDT actually came from when we made diesel extreme, because people loved it so much. They loved the power they felt from the cetane boost, and loved all the benefits of it. Well, what we did was we said, well, they don't need to spend the money, and they don't need that much cleaning every single time.
Right.
So we made a product that fit that need that customers brought forward to us. Said, hey, we want this cetane boost every time. So what we did was we gave them the cetane, and then tuned some things around so that it's more of what you need every tank.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that was our cetane. So the next thing is lubricity, which is huge.
Yep.
I don't care if you have a new motor, old motor, because it's just a lot of, there's two different sides of that. So from the new engine standpoint, the CP4 pump we know has problems with lubricity. In Europe, their standard is a 460 wear scar, where here in the US, it's a 520 wear scar. And you might say, well, what does that all mean? Well, lower wear scar means more lubricity. What we found out was, in Europe, the pumps over there fail at a 1% failure rate, which is pretty well standard, for most equipment. Here in the US, they actually fail at around 7%.
Talking about the CP4.
The CP4
Right.
pump. So what did we find out the difference was? Well, the only difference is our fuel. That pump was designed in Europe and using European fuel. The specs on it are very tight. The only way a fuel pump gets lubricated is by the fuel itself.
Right.
So it's metal on metal, if not for the fuel. So we increased the lubricity by using EDT, which has our LX4 in it.
Yep.
Which pretty much the top of the line when it comes to lubricity in the market. And we can negate the wear and the failures of the CP4 pump. And to bring that around to the other side, if you have an older diesel that was designed with the higher sulfur fuel out there, we removed 99% of the sulfur the first time when we made low sulfur diesel fuel. We did that again a second time to make ultra low sulfur diesel fuel. So now we're at like 0.01% of the amount of sulfur, which is the major lubricity component of diesel fuel at the pump. So you got an older engine, treat it right, get the lubricity there. You can either use EDT or the LX4, your choice. You can actually use both of them together as well if you want extra protection.
Yeah, and talking about wear scar, there's different test methods out there that people can use to test for diesel fuel lubricity and wear scars. We did one recently, and you mentioned the spec. So the U.S. spec on diesel, what it needs to be when it's at the pump is, in terms of wear scar, is 520 microns. You can get fuel that doesn't meet that spec. It's just, it slips through the cracks. There's not people regulating it at maybe as much as they should be, so that happens. Now, we've heard about premium diesel. So premium diesel, there's a whole different measurements that it needs to hit in terms of detergency, lubricity, deposit controls. For fuel to be premium diesel, there's certain benchmarks they have to hit. When it comes to lubricity, that benchmark is a wear scar of no greater than 460 microns. So similar to what we see overseas. So 520 versus 460 to be premium diesel. And we did some testing. This is also on our website. This is, again, it's kind of hard to see. There you go. Chad pulled it up.
Chad's on it.
So this is some third-party testing. You see at the bottom there, it says sample. This is our everyday diesel treatment with LX4. And essentially what we did is we took some real bad fuel. You see the wear scar there is 612. You're not going to find fuel at the pump that bad.
This actually is before it goes to the refiner, so is
right.
where we get this diesel from. So you're like, well, where'd that come from? Well, at a lab level, we can get that kind of diesel to test with.
Exactly. So then we added our EDT at the appropriate treat rate, and you see that wear scar went from 612 all the way down to 453. So that's going to get you into spec for the U.S. It's going to get you into spec if you're overseas. It's going to get you into spec for even the premium diesel, and that's quite a significant reduction. So again, we're just talking about lubricity. There's all kinds of other benefits, but if this is one stickler for you, you want to make sure you protect your fuel pump and the rest of your fuel system, this is the way to go.
And we should note that's actually at the, that says 1 to 1,600 gallons, so it'd be 1 ounce per 25 gallons.
Right.
So it's at the lowest treatment rate even.
Exactly.
So if you're going to add more of the EDT in there, you're actually going to get more lubricity. There is a trailing of, diminishing returns at some point. The chemical can only change so much, but when you're first talking these first couple ounces, we are going to see some real gains in lubricity and bringing that down into the 300s and so by doubling up on the dose.
Yeah. We do have, like I said, this one test in particular I mentioned is on our Everyday Diesel Treatment product page on the website. If you go there, scroll down, and you'll see white papers, testing. There's a couple different tests that we've done there you can check out. I got a question from Just to Track Stats on YouTube. He was watching last week. One, is there cetane boost in EDT? Yes, there is. You might have missed that, but we kind of dove in depth on that.
It's actually up to 7 points using the 2 ounce per 25 gallons. So that's where that spec comes from, that call out for us.
And then he also asked, does EDT help with microbial problems in fuel?
It doesn't from the standpoint of treating them,
Right.
But what we are doing is we're actually dealing with water that causes them.
Correct.
So we're going to got water dispersant in there, and I think we can go there next. So we got a water dispersant inside everyday diesel treatment. So actually what it's going to do is actually drop the water to the bottom of the tank, down to the bottom of the water separator bowl, and get it out before it goes into the rest of the fuel system, into the injectors. If we have water in the fuel at the injector level, it can steam with these high pressure injectors. I mean, we're talking 25,000 PSIs coming out of the injector tips. It actually will turn to steam and can actually bust off the tip of the injector. We've seen it, yeah. Some manufacturers out there, they put a water emulsifier in. They actually try to make it go into the system, so they even bypass that
Well,
filter.
explain that a bit. So there's two ways to handle moisture in diesel fuel. There's an emulsifier and a demulsifier. You said we use a demulsifier, which drops the moisture to the bottom. What exactly is it? What's an emulsifier?
Emulsifier actually takes the water particle, and we actually try to get fuel to go around it, so it stays in suspension. So we're actually passing it through the system, and the side effect of that is you can actually blow off your injector tip when it gets there if it causes too much steam. Also, we're not burning pure fuel, we're burning water and fuel, and we're not going to get a good clean burn off of that.
Exactly.
It just causes more trouble. We've went with the more expensive route, the better route for your engine, and put a demulsifier in it.
Yep. So in terms of, as he asked, microbial problems, if you already have that issue, it's not going to help, unfortunately. You need some kind of a microbiocide. But
We actually sell on our website. We don't produce it, but we know it's a very good one. It's a very industrial type one.
Yep. But like you mentioned, if you control the moisture and handle some of those issues, you shouldn't have any issues like that.
And you really don't need that every tank as well.
Right.
Like it's a problem if it is a problem, but it's not a common enough problem that's why it's not in our EDT.
Exactly.
And then from there, we're dropping that water out. Well, it's in the bottom of my metal fuel tank and all my metal lines and everything. What's going on with that? Well, we actually deal with that as well by adding a rust and corrosion inhibitor to that.
Mm-hmm. So it just protects you from, you don't want your tank or your lines to rust out, and then you're going to have leaking issues and all kinds of stuff. So it's just better safe than sorry. You don't want any issues there.
Yep. So like I said,
so that's 4 down. We got cetane, lubricity, water dispersant, rust and corrosion. We got 2 more.
Okay, let's talk about fuel stabilizer.
Okay. You mentioned fuel, diesel fuel in particular, especially compared to gasoline, can go bad very quickly, right?
30 days. We don't know how long it's been sitting at the tank when you want and put it in your truck. Or, if you got a bulk storage tank on the farm or job site, whatever, it could be sitting there for a while. Or even it's just an occasional use equipment. So great to have this fuel stabilizer in it. The dosage is in there. It's actually going to stabilize our fuel, keep it fresh for up to 2 years.
Up to 2 years, and essentially what's happening is the fuel begins to oxidize, right? Mm-hmm. And it can cause all kinds of problems if you start to run that, and it's just not going to run well. Just less efficient burn, and there's knocks and pings and that kind of stuff, and that's never a good sign.
Right. And then the final point is the
injector cleaner.
Injector cleaner.
Yep.
So as we mentioned, Diesel Extreme's got that deep injector cleaner. Well, we still take care of the injectors pretty well. We call it a maintenance dose, basically, of injector cleaner. So it's a keep clean dosage. Yep. And we'll take care of the internal and external diesel deposits that can happen on injectors. And, regular use of EDT, you're really setting yourself up for a good clean and fuel system and good engine health overall.
Yeah, absolutely. There's actually a certain test. It's called, I believe it's the DW10 test. I don't know if we have this on our website. But essentially what happens is they take fuel and they have a dirty up treatment ratio, and they run it through the system, and then they measure power loss. So over this dirty up period, you'll see power start to go down, and then we treated, and in the testing that we did, we treated with Diesel Extreme. You'll see power restore. I think the number, don't quote me, but it was about 87% power restore on Diesel Extreme. So you picture that graph, it's going to lose power, then it brings back up. Well, we ran the same test with everyday diesel treatment. So first is the dirty up. So your power is going to go down. We treat it with everyday diesel treatment, and then it flatlines. Actually, it increases slightly. You'll get a little bit more power back because it is cleaning. But like Josh mentioned, it's the keep clean level. So if you're using that from the very beginning, for maybe a brand new truck, you really shouldn't have any issues with deposits and the buildup that happens. Or if you treat it with Diesel Extreme to clean everything up, restore that power, and then treat with EDT, you'll flatline and you won't have any issues.
And the reason why we even bring Diesel Extreme back into the equation again is just to do that overall deep clean every 6 months, 6,000 miles or so. Just to, it's just a good way to keep a good fresh system going. Clean injectors, clean fuel tank. I mean, it cleans everything. And we get a lot of questions. I'll actually answer this one to the fact that should I put Diesel Extreme in my truck before or after I change out my fuel filter? Thinking about, it's dissolving all this gunk and stuff. It's actually putting it back into suspension, into the fuel. And as long as most of that's usually the actual diesel itself just kind of builds up. Mm-hmm. So we're actually putting it back into your tank and so you can actually use it again. So you're really not going to clog up your fuel filter or anything like that. Now, if there's dirt stuck behind it, then yes, it is going to get trapped in your fuel filter. So the answer is you can do it anytime, really. There's not an opportune time more than another. And I think another common question we get is, should I put EDT before I fill up my tank, before I put in the diesel
right.
or after? And the answer there is it actually doesn't matter, because in a diesel system, you actually have that return line that's going to be flushing fresh fuel back into the tank and mixing and stirring it up as we go.
Yep. We got a question from Nick, a fluid damper. He says, well, not a question, it's a statement. He says he'd like to see a shootout between other brand fuel treatments and our everyday diesel treatment. So would we, Nick. We always welcome that. Matter of fact, again, this is on our website. Here's a comparison chart between everyday diesel treatments from other brands. And it goes over cetane, detergencies, moisture dispersants, lubricity, those kind of things. But tell me what you mean. Shootout. What are you looking for? Fuel economy testing, cleaning capabilities. We're always in the lab doing different things like that. So anything you want to see like that, always send those type of things in. And we take it to R&D. They always get super excited to do some different testing. And we got a whole shelf of competitors that we always do different things with. So tell me, Nick, exactly what you'd like to see.
We got Terry Howard in. He said, working at O'Reilly's today, sold a bottle of EDT while watching the show.
How about that? I saw Terry. We just featured, right there. We just featured a picture of Terry's. Look at that. I'm assuming that's his store.
I'm assuming, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he actually called and talked to me. Well, he left me a voicemail, and I guess this customer was in the store, and I was in a meeting, so I didn't catch him. But after the fact, I believe he talked to Aaron over at R&D and got everything straightened out they were looking for. But,
Oh, is that a before? So before and after?
wow.
That was a 31 Ford V8. Oh, very nice. Yeah, that's sharp. There we go. Wow, down to the studs.
Yeah.
All right, so Josh, recap. Tell me again what the if I want to use EDT, what's the treatment? What do I need to do?
You can go as low as 1 ounce per 25 gallons for our standard dosage. Performance dose with extra cetane lubricity, 2 ounces per 25 gallons. Add it in my fuel tank either before or after I fill up. Doesn't matter too much.
Can I use? What if I put in too much? Can I use too much?
Not really. It's gonna hurt your wallet more than anything else.
Okay.
You're
Because
gonna
we do no harm testing. We do all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
We've tested up to 10 times.
right.
And that's, at that point, it's kind of like, well, if we're putting in this much, then.
Right. Okay, so that's the breakdown. Are we missing anything?
Or not. I believe we actually have a video that we featured last week. And this is of, did you see the 007 Challenger Hellcat video we released last Friday?
I did not watch the whole thing. I saw it pop up, but I haven't watched it yet.
Well, you're going to get to watch it now.
All right.
Kyle was down at Tennessee for this race, and they caught up with the Empling Garage guys.
Yeah. Yep.
And they're a dealer of ours, and they run our adrenaline line of oil in this vehicle, and it's a really unique build that they've done. They've tuned.
Is this the world's fastest Hellcat?
This is the world's fastest Hellcat.
Okay.
And unfortunately, the weather didn't behave, so they didn't get to do a whole lot of good runs on it. But still interesting to hear their story behind it and everything. So we'll play that video on our way out this week, and we will see you guys again here next week, Thursday, 1 p.m. Eastern for Hot Shot Secret Live.
1:30, Josh.
1:30.
How long have we been doing this? 1:30 every Thursday.
I get ready at 1 o'clock.
That's true. That's true. We go live at 1:30. So join us next week and the week after and every week thereafter that.
Everyone have a great weekend. We'll see you guys out with this video.
Logan Epling. I'm with Epling Garage. We're out of Bean Station, Tennessee. I started out as just regular Hellcat in 2015. It's funny how we came across it. We were actually working on one of our 4th gen trucks, and somehow it got locked up, so we had to take it to the dealership and get the ECM unlocked again. And well, this rolled in on the trailer, and Dad and Papa decided they wanted it if it wasn't sold, and there it came. So the Dodge platform was really restricted with honestly just the tuning through Diablo and HP tuners. It a lot of restrictions, a lot of torque limiters. So staying with stick shift car, all we had to do was make the power and not make the trans shift. So we still do all that manually. And so after that, we put the built motor in it with a big blower and could not get it tuned on the factory ECM. It just throttles like a light switch on or off, and decided to go with a Holly. And with the Holly platform, it's really simple to control. We can control timing, boost, just fueling, anything to make it go down the track. And it helps a lot with, like this weekend, getting it down the no prep track. We're going to take it down to the Ducks races this fall, see if we can just get our 60 foot down to 1.0 or maybe a .99. So that'll be honestly the whole goal with the car, is just to make it go faster, deeper in the fours.
And you guys are probably going to do that on radio? At
Yes, anything Ducks related we will be on a radio. Any information that you really want to follow on it, you can go to our Instagram, Epling Garage, or you can find us on Facebook, Epling Garage Diesel and Performance. Just the family supporting us the whole way, hot shots on board with all the fluids, staying behind us every step of the way, and just everyone that's been with us throughout the whole process.
I'm Jason Epling. I'm from Bean Station, Tennessee. We're driving this 15 model Hellcat Challenger here. It's all still the factory steel body that came on the car. The only addition to the body that didn't come with is the drag wing on the back. The drivetrain, it starts out with our Epling Hensley 426, factory block motor. It's got a 4.9 liter Kenny Bell supercharger on it, and that's coupled to the trans with a triple disc ram clutch. It goes through a Liberty 5-speed, and out the back with a Moser 9-inch. We've got a small little shop called Epling Garage. We mainly tinker on fast cars, fast diesels, and do whatever needs to be done. Well, the Hellcat came out, it was just, it was already a fast car, and with our need for speed, we just wanted to be faster. Gotcha. So it just went from, a small tune and some pulley upgrade, and, we just got carried away.
So what?
Well, we're running the Modern Hemi Shootout, which is the MSHS series. We've been running it primarily for the past couple of years, just growing with them, right, figuring the car out and what we want to do and the long-term goal with the car. So,
well, our biggest challenge has been basically the suspension. Getting down the track, we've got a lot of power. We got Epling Hensley power plant in here that Matt Hensley and Kenneth Hensley and I put together. This June will make 4 years it's been in the car. It's never been rebuilt. We've always had plenty of power. So basically adjusting the clutch, and Jason's got great on adjusting the clutch and adjusting the suspension, figuring out what slicks will run on the bars and on the radial bars. You got to change them every time. So that's been our biggest challenge.
All the way back.
Yeah, we was the first in the 8s at Great Lakes Dragway in Wisconsin. I think it was 891. And then we was the first in 7s at Clay City, Kentucky. And we improved on that at Atco, New Jersey, and then improved on it again at Clay City. We're down to 748 and a quarter, 181 mile an hour. Everybody looks down on the manual car because they're not fast.
That's why I wanted to make sure the GoPros were on.
far as, there's been a few people help along the way. We've had Kenny Bell Superchargers. They've been a great company to work with us. And, anything we needed, they'd have it to us within, 2 days, They just really wanted to see something with their product run to the top of the class. And then recently we've switched into Hot Shot Secrets here, supplying us all the fluids for the car. And that's just been an awesome product so far with us. Anything we need, it's there within the next day usually. We've got the drive shaft shop. They supply the drive shaft in this thing. We broke several of them, and we've upgraded along the way. And then what we've got in there right now, it's a chromoly shaft from them, and it's not failed us yet.
Yeah. Upgraded to 1480 U joints. It was 1350, and we was twisting those in two. It's that testing on the track, and that's helped us a lot. The bigger U joints and stronger steel for the drive line. Ram clutches has always been a phone call away. We trained ourselves, or Jason done most of the training, but we trained ourselves on how much weight to put on the clutch and how much to preload, and they was on the phone telling us their best guess because our car was so heavy they didn't have a clue. Everybody's running their clutch racing was 2,000 pound lighter than us, so
right.
They helped a lot on the phone. And Matt Hensley, Kenneth Hensley on the motor, they're a phone call away, and just a great, between Matt and Kenneth and myself, we got over 100 years Hemi experience, so it's hard to beat that.
Barth Tuning for all the tuning help along the way as we need it as well.
Yeah, first we got to thank our wives because they put up all our garbage. This is our drug. We're hooked on it. It's worse than cocaine, and they know it. But our grandkids, Logan and Aiden, we got another in Isaiah. He's part-time with us, helping us along. But Logan and Isaiah is there. Logan and Aiden is there all the time. Some other family members have been around, but basically just been us in the shop. Long hours, hard work. Nobody sees all that.
They just see the finished product.
They just see the finished product, the speed, and then the hate comes after they see the speed.
Left side.
Well, that's what it was. It was way left. Now I tried to bring it back. It's so hard to tell when you're looking back because there's no reference point other than the rail. That's why there's usually somebody back here because they can use